This is the story of Irvin Mehta, a man who dedicated 40 long years to his job, his family, and the responsibilities that life placed upon his shoulders. For decades, he woke up before sunrise, traveled through crowded buses, and worked tirelessly so his family could live comfortably. He believed that when retirement arrived, he would finally rest, finally smile, finally live for himself. But life had written a very different ending to his final chapter of service. On the night of his retirement party, the hall shimmered with decorations. Soft music played in the background. Colleagues clapped, and old friends shared memories of his kindness. Irvin stood on the stage, nervous but proud, giving the last speech of his career. He thanked his team, his seniors, and most importantly, his wife, Sonia, who he believed had been his strength all these years. When he stepped off the stage, Sonia walked toward him with a calm smile. The guests paused, expecting a tender moment, maybe a heartfelt gift, a hug, or a few emotional words. Cameras were pointed at them. Everyone waited. But instead of presenting a gift, she extended a white envelope toward him. Irvin accepted it with a confused smile. He opened it casually and froze. Inside were divorce papers. For a moment, Irvin didn't breathe. The hall fell silent. The clapping stopped. The air turned heavy, and whispers began to spread like fire. Irvin looked at Sonia with disbelief, but she simply said, "I've made up my mind. I want my own life now. This is the right time." And just like that, on the night he thought would mark a new beginning, his world fell apart in front of everyone. The days that followed were worse than the moment itself. The divorce was swift, cold, and emotionless. Sonia received the house, a major portion of the savings, and even the sympathy of relatives who believed her story. Irvin moved into a small rented room with only 2 suitcases, one filled with clothes, the other with memories he didn't know what to do with. He was retired, alone, and starting over at an age when most people hope for support. But Irvin wasn't the kind of man who screamed, fought, or demanded pity. He carried his pain with the dignity he had always lived with, and slowly, silently, he made a promise to himself. My revenge will not be anger. My revenge will be growth. My revenge will be becoming someone even I never imagined. With the little savings he had left, Irvin rented a tiny office, just 1 desk, 2 chairs, and a computer. He started a consultancy using the experience he had gathered over 4 decades. At first, the days were slow. Some days, he had no clients at all. He would sit alone, sip tea, and remind himself that beginnings are always small. Every morning, he glanced at a single photograph, the one taken at his retirement party, where he stood holding those divorce papers, shocked and shattered. Most people would tear that photo apart, but Irvin didn't. That photograph became fuel. It reminded him of the promise he made to himself, the promise to rise. Gradually, clients began to trust him. They appreciated his honesty, his discipline, and his calm approach. Word spread. Within months, he managed to upgrade his office. Within a year, he had a small team. And in 2 years, Irvin's consultancy became one of the most respected in the city. He rebuilt himself from nothing, brick by brick, day by day, without shouting, without complaining, without seeking revenge. But destiny had one more chapter left. One afternoon, as Irvin was reviewing documents, his assistant walked in and said, "Sir, someone is here to meet you." When Irvin looked up, he saw Sonia standing at the door. She looked completely different. Tired eyes, anxious face, and the confidence she once carried was gone. She sat down slowly and said, "Irvin, I need help." Her business partner had cheated her, emptied her accounts, and left her drowning in debt. The people who once supported her had stepped back. She had come to Irvin as her last hope. Irvin listened quietly. No anger, no bitterness, just silence. After a moment, he reached into his drawer and pulled out an envelope. He placed it in front of her. Sonia opened it, expecting documents, maybe harsh words, but inside was a check. She looked at him in shock. Why would you do this after everything?" she asked with a trembling voice. Irvin spoke gently. "On the most important night of my life, you handed me papers that broke me. Today, I'm handing you papers too, but these are to help you stand again. Because my revenge was never about destroying you. My revenge was becoming a better version of myself. Tears rolled down her face. She realized, maybe for the first time, what she had lost. A man who was stronger than she ever believed. Sonia left his office silently, and Arvind felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: peace. Not because he defeated someone, but because he rose above the pain they gave him. Today, Arvind is a motivational speaker. He travels to schools, offices, and events to tell people what life taught him. People will betray you. Life will test you. But your answer shouldn't be noise. Your answer should be your comeback. Revenge is not hurting those who hurt you. Revenge is becoming so strong, so stable, so successful that their actions no longer matter. Arvind's story is a reminder for all of us that sometimes the deepest wounds create the strongest warriors. That dignity is louder than anger, and that silence combined with success is the most powerful revenge of all.